Hello and welcome back to Speed Build Sunday. Today we are building a base game vacation rental lot in Oasis Springs. If you guys missed it, they added in the update recently the ability to build vacation rentals in The Sims in any world. So before, you can only go on vacation to the vacation world. So for example, you might buy the outdoor retreat pack and go on vacation to Granite Falls, or you could buy Jungle Adventure and go on vacation to El Dorado, and that's it. You couldn't vacation anywhere else. But with this update, they made it so that anybody could build vacation lots in any world. So you could go on vacation to Oasis Springs, or to Sulani, or Brindleton Bay, or whatever, and you can build a lot there that your Sims can come and rent and then stay in for like 2-3 days on a vacation. And I wanted to make a base game vacation rental because now that everybody has rental lots, I wanted to make one that everybody could use. And so I built this like party house in Oasis Springs, kind of inspired by like a lot of houses in Palm Springs that I've seen, and I really had a lot of fun doing it. I built this the day the update came out, so I was like messing around with platforms. We were trying to build like a cool vacation lot. I was really excited about the update, and this is what I first did with it like 2 weeks ago now, but I was pretty proud of it, and I'm really glad that it's base game only. I don't even think it looks like a base game house. I think it looks really nice, but because it's base game, anybody can use it, which of course was my main goal, right? Now that everybody can use vacation rentals, you want to have some vacation rentals anywhere. I think that Oasis Springs is a good spot to go on vacation, like a nice like hot deserty space. Doesn't seem like a bad spot for a vacation. So I thought we could build like a fun party home for like your college student Sims to come on vacation and have a pool and a bar and like some music and all of this stuff going on. It's not really like your average family vacation home. It does have 3 bedrooms in the end. It's got 1 double bed and then it's got 4 single beds. I wanted to have space for like a lot of Sims to come and stay here because in my mind it was this party house, right? So you want to have like anybody able to come by and stay. There is a computer and a TV, so you can use those things, but my main priority was like the pool and the outdoor space because it's supposed to be so nice, and like I had a lot of fun decorating it, okay? I haven't actually built any other vacation lots yet. I've done some things in Mount Komorebi, the new world with the new pack, because obviously that new world is supposed to be like vacation and residential, but now every world can be vacation residential, so I've built some things there with the new snowy escape pack, but I haven't done anything like in Sulani or anything else yet, so I think I have some plans to try and work on those things this week and try and get some more done, because I want to build like a beach vacation rental now. I've built so many like pretend vacation rentals for Sulani, but now we actually can build real ones, so I'm kind of excited to try that. By the way, you're about to watch a speed build of me struggling to figure out everything for a very long time. I went so back and forth on color scheme for so long, so you're gonna watch me like painting and unpainting and repainting and doing window colors, and there's like this patio thing, like a balcony in the backyard. I got rid of that and put it back like 4 times, ended up making it into a bedroom. This whole thing was a real work in progress. I did it like this because I wanted to have that platform roof really badly. Like I really wanted to try and use the platforms in a different and interesting way because now we had them. Like I thought it would be fun to try and use them, but it was very difficult for me to figure out the best way to do it. So I did do a lot of back and forth with the house, just trying to figure out a solution for it. It worked out in the end. I think it's also a 4-bathroom house. If I remember correctly, I think there's en-suites for all of the bedrooms upstairs and a half bath downstairs. So 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's got 1 double bed and it's got 4 single beds. The whole idea was that I wanted it to be this party house where a lot of Sims could come and stay. So there's like 2 bedrooms with 2 single beds in each of them. So you could bring your family here if you've got a lot of kids, but you also could just have like a group of adults come and stay here if you wanted. I'll be honest though, this is not my best build. This style is not my my forte. I don't know. I don't think I'm like that great at building more modern looking homes in The Sims. I just can't picture them. Like when it comes to like more traditional houses, my brain can like envision and imagine and create something cool. Like I don't need to look at reference pictures. I can kind of just like come up with something. But when I'm building like more modern looking houses, my brain just can't like come up with things that make sense. I can't just like build something. But when I'm building like any other kind of house, I'm just like, yeah, I'll just build something and I'll get it. And then it just sort of comes together. But with these, I can't picture houses like this one. I don't see houses like this very often. It kind of looks very Los Angeles to me, like the white and black kind of vibe that it kind of has right now. So I guess maybe that, but I don't really have houses like this near me. Like I just It's a very foreign concept, this sort of house style, which is why I don't build it very often. I would never want to live in a house like this. It's kind of fun as a vacation rental because you can make something cool to stay in, but I would never want to live in this sort of place. I don't know. I much prefer like older homes with more character to them. I mean, there's character to this place too, but it's not the same, you know? It's just not the same. Anyway, I admit that I do struggle with this sort of build style. That's why I never really build like modern houses, because I just don't think I'm very good at it. It isn't terrible, but like it's not my best, you know? I know my strong suits, okay? You don't have to lie. But I did try and use a little bit of platforms in here. There's a platform that like the kitchen is raised on, and I think the dining room ends up being lowered down one. I really struggled with floor plan in this house because it was just this big open space, and I loved that about it. But because it was just a big open space, I had a hard time laying out a living room that made sense because I wanted to have a TV, but there was no wall for the TV. I wanted to have a dining space, but there was no space for it. I wanted a bar, I wanted a kitchen, and then there was just too many things to put and like not enough walls to put them around, you know? I think you kind of need a living room to be anchored on a wall so that you can have a TV somewhere, but there just wasn't space for it. But I managed to make it work. I think it turned out all right. It's not my best, okay? I can admit that. It is not my best work. There's a really nice kitchen though that has a massive island, so I had fun doing that. Speaking of kitchens that don't have massive islands, mine. No, so I'm hosting Thanksgiving this week. If you guys didn't know, Thanksgiving is on Thursday. It's coming up this week now. And this year I am hosting it at my house. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I only usually have it with like my parents and my 2 siblings who all live at home, but like the 4 of them are coming here and I'm cooking the whole dinner, which I'm really excited about. I like to cook a lot, and this way it will be vegan. No turkeys will be eaten at this Thanksgiving. Save the turkeys, folks. Anyway, I am genuinely so excited about this. Thanksgiving doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, it's not like a special family holiday or anything. I think that like cooking a big fancy meal is fun, and that's all that it's going to be, is just me cooking a big fancy meal. But like, I'm gonna roast a bunch of vegetables, I'm gonna make bread from scratch, I'm gonna make pie. I am so excited about next Thursday. Also, the fact that I'm like hosting it is kind of a big deal for my first like holiday hosting. I've done things like this before, like last year, kind of in between Christmas and Thanksgiving, I hosted like Simsie's Christmas at my house where I gave my family their gifts because we were traveling to Chicago to see my grandparents, and so like I didn't want to have to bring everything with me if I could just give them their gifts here. So we had like Christmas at my house before Christmas, and I made a big dinner, and it's like basically gonna be the same thing. I made like stuffing and a big roasted cauliflower and stuff, so I'm gonna do that again. But it's Thanksgiving and I'm the one hosting. I'm gonna cook it all by myself. I have so many plans. I'm also decorating for Christmas this weekend because I know this is controversial, okay? Decorating for Christmas pre-Thanksgiving. People are like, oh my god, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. I have my tree up in my office, but I haven't decorated downstairs yet. So this weekend I'm gonna put my tree up. I want the vibes, you know, the Christmas tree and like the decorations. I want it to be cozy for my Thanksgiving dinner. Forget Thanksgiving. It's my pre-Christmas dinner. Okay? We don't acknowledge Thanksgiving here. It's my pre-Christmas celebration that I'm cooking for. That's the plan. So I'm gonna put up my Christmas tree and I'm gonna have a wonderful day. Half the reason I put this up in this room is because the Christmas tree looks so good with this camera that I wanted it up. It looks so pretty at nighttime because the lights look so big and glowy. Oh, absolutely stunning. I love Christmas time just for the lights. Like nothing else, just for the lights. I love the lights at Christmas time. Oh, I just saw on screen there was a reference picture. It was on for a very brief amount of time. It doesn't look very similar to the house. I had some reference pictures. I always use a reference kind of when I'm trying to build things, and then I just sort of act inspired by it. I don't ever like copy reference pictures exactly, but I'm kind of like, oh, this shape is cool. I like the chimney in the front of the house. The platforms are interesting. Let's try and do something like that, and then I sort of wing it. I find it's very hard to like build reference pictures exactly in The Sims because houses just don't look like that in The Sims. The scale is always off. Everything is just wrong. You can't make it right, so you have to just be inspired by and then wing the rest of it because it will never look how you want it to if you try and like make it exact. I learned that a long time ago. Anyway, back to holidays. This year is gonna be weird. Like the holiday situation is just not ideal. No one can travel and see family and stuff. My boyfriend and I applied for a visa way back at the beginning of the year for him to move here. He lives in England, and we thought back then that it would have been approved and he'd be here by the holidays, except except now they're not processing our visa category and the borders are closed. So he's not going to be here for the holidays, which is a little bit sad. I mean, it's not like surprising anymore. I've kind of expected this for a long time because it's just sitting in a pile somewhere. They're not processing them right now, but it is a little bit sad to like have this all happen and know that like way back in February, I was like, he might move here by Christmas time. No, maybe Christmas time next year at this point. I don't know. It's just it's a weird time for everybody. This year kind of sucks. So I'm making the most of it, and I'm cooking a big fancy meal on Thursday by myself, which sounds sad, but I'm actually very excited about. The other dumb thing I did, so on your phone, you know how people have been making these like custom home screens and stuff? I never did that with like the custom like widget smith, like all that to make my iPhone home screen look all custom. I didn't do that, but I had my apps all organized like in folders, and I had a couple widgets like the photo one and stuff like that. Well, I decided I wanted to redo it, and so I reset my home screen, which was good in theory, but I haven't had time to put it back yet. So now all my apps are just like, I have many pages of just random apps because they're not in my folders anymore, and I made a big mistake. What was I thinking? In my head, I was like, oh, I can fix it all. I can organize it again. I'll delete the apps I don't need. But then I realized I didn't have time to do that. And so now my apps are just everywhere. And it's causing me stress. My phone is like a mess. It's fine. I'll fix it later. I'll get there. I just have to deal with a mess of many pages of apps that are not organized. And they're in alphabetical order. Still a mistake. Don't reset your home screen. You can reorganize without resetting. The resetting was a big mistake. Anyway, I'm sorry. The build. So you'll see I am still at this point really struggling with color scheme. I was like going back and forth, really struggling with trying to figure out how I wanted the colors to look. It ends up still being like all white and blue on the outside, and the inside is very clean and white and bright as well, because that was the goal all along, was to have a very white and bright house. And so I tried this like darker color scheme for a second, and then I realized it was a mistake. So I got rid of it, and we brought it back to the lighter colors, but it was sort of difficult trying to figure out what I wanted it to look like. And of course, at this point also, I haven't properly furnished the inside yet either. Like, I've put down a lot of filler furniture, like random beds and things, and then I had to go back and change everything. So I swapped all the colors out to be a little bit more of a brighter, like cooler tone. Obviously, we didn't want to have like red counters. I just put those counters down to be like, okay, here's what the counters need to be. We'll figure out a color scheme later. So I went for more of like a beige and gray and green color scheme. So it's all very white and clean in the inside, which I think turned out pretty well. I cut out a lot of stuff from this build because there was so much of me just being like, how about a white door? No. How about a gray door? No. How about a white door? And so I cut out a lot of me just like going back and forth with color changes because it was so annoying watching it back and just watching me be like, how about this? No. So I'd change everything and then change it all back and then change it back again, and it's just not. So I cut that out. So I'm sorry if it was like a weird jump to all of a sudden there being more furniture in here, but it was infuriating to watch, I promise. I will link the stream down below. I live streamed this build, like I said, when the update came out. So if you want to watch the whole stream back, I can link it for you in the description box. I posted it on my second channel. I post all of my streams on my second channel. It's called More Simsie. I re-upload them all over there. So you could watch me build this for 3 hours in real time if you want, but you can also just watch the speed build where it's faster and less annoying to watch. So plus, most of the video was just me being like, oh, look at platforms, look what I can do. I was like testing, trying to put pools in platforms in the beginning, you might have seen, but you can't put pools in platforms. So I was like testing it and then it wasn't working, so I gave up. But like, that's what a lot of this footage was, just me being like, can you do this? Does this work? No. Okay. And just like the back and forth of that, which was still fun, but a little bit tedious to watch, I will admit. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. There's a lot of space here. You also don't have to use it as a rental. If you wanted to download it, you could just make it into a residential lot and have your Sims live here if you want. It's just currently set as a rental lot, but like it's fully functional as a residential house as well. You just have to change the lot type. I think if your Sims want to stay here, it costs like 600 simoleons a night, which is my bad. It's a little bit expensive, maybe even closer to 700 simoleons a night. It didn't have to be that. It has no business being that expensive. However, if you're staying here with, 6 Sims, presumably 6 friends, they could split it. I mean, that's not that bad. No, it's pretty bad. Anyway, let's go take a look at the actual build finished. 1100. Here I was like, oh, it's like 600 simoleons a day. No, it's 1,134 simoleons per day to rent this lot. The way that works is it's like a percentage of how much the lot costs. If your Sims were to buy it, is how much it costs per day to rent it. That is a bit expensive. Yeah, okay, well, Sorry about that. I thought it was like half that. How did I mess that up so bad? Anyway, it looks like this. This is the fully finished product here. As you can see, the landscaping is a big part of the expense on this house. It has some fountains in the front. It has all of these bushes that are 160 individually. There's a little table to sit. You know, the roof looks really cool. You've got the skylight into the bedroom. The pool is massive. You've got like the grill and the table and these lounge chairs. I think it turned out really nice. It's just also really expensive. But when you actually come inside of the house, you can see in here we have a big living room with a nice TV. There's a fireplace over here and where the chimney actually is. I don't really know why. If it's Oasis Springs, you probably don't need it, but it gets cold at night in the desert, so there's a fireplace. We have this nice, beautiful dining room. There's a little bathroom downstairs. Got the music. You've got this beautiful big kitchen, which is like my favorite color, by the way. I want cabinets this color in real life. There's even a little bar area, which makes sense for the party house sort of theme. And then upstairs, you have the 3 bedrooms. 2 of them have an ensuite. This one has a hall bathroom, but like ideally that would be just their bathroom, you know? Because everybody has access to their own. But you could sleep, like I said, 6 Sims here. And if you wanted to have your Sims actually live in this house, you could just like delete extra beds and then it wouldn't be so unreasonable. But because of vacation rental, I wanted to have 2 beds in each room because then you could sleep as many Sims here as possible. So like I said, I think it turned out pretty nice. There's even a bathtub. Like it's a good space. I really struggle with the layout of this bathroom, by the way. I don't know if you saw in the build, but like I was moving the door around constantly trying to figure out like how to have a bathtub plus the 2 sinks and everything. And now the toilet is right in front of the window, which I was trying to avoid, but evidently I could not. Listen, it's The Sims. It's fine. I think I would feel really embarrassed using this toilet though in real life. I like just the vibes of sitting right there, right in front of the window. Plus there's like this sidewalk right across the street. So Sims are gonna be just like walking down the sidewalk, staring right at you on the toilet. But luckily Sims don't care about that. It looks kind of weird, but the bathroom, it's nice. They're big bathrooms, like it's laid out pretty well. So I think at the end of the day, it turned out okay. It's just a very expensive house to stay in, apparently. So that's my bad, but it's pretty. Here, it is called Palm Springs Party House on the gallery. Base game only, costs 113,000 simoleons. So good luck renting that one. Your Sims will go broke doing it. Let me know where, like what world I should build vacation rentals in next because I want to do a lot more of them. And on that note, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye everybody. I always feel so ridiculous doing speed builds. Like they're so all over the place. I'm like, here's the build. Oh, by the way, I'm cooking dinner. Oh, and also here's the build. It's got blue walls. Oh, and I'm doing this for Christmas. Like I just go back and forth so much.